everybody, welcome back to Living Life with Miss Faye. And today I thought I would show you how I reseasoned my cast iron cookware. And a couple of years ago, I decided that I was going to go back to cast iron. So I threw away all of my pots, and everything I cook in now is cast iron. I just like the way that it cooks your food. I like the way that it is non-stick. And it can go on top of the stove or in the oven. This cookware, if you take care of it, it can last you a lifetime. You only need to just buy one set for your whole lifetime, but you need to take care of it. Now, these pans that I have, I got the Lodge brand. I decided that this is the brand that I like, and the LODGE, I'll put it in the description and everything. If you're interested, you can get these. But the Lodge is the ones that I enjoy. Now, to clean these, and I'm going to show you what happens. This one, this one got a little rust on it because I didn't take care of it as good as I should have. When you cook with these pots, you're supposed to dry them before you put them away. So for instance, after you wash them and all of that, then you put them in your oven about 15 minutes at 350 and let them completely dry. And then you won't have that rust problem. But I'm going to show you how to clean that. Okay. Now this one, I use this pan like almost every day. And you see right here, it needs to be redone. Can you see it? It just needs to be redone, and it's got some rust on the back or whatever. Now, and another good thing about these pots and pans, you can use them on the grill outside. They're so versatile. And this one right here, it just needs to be redone, period. All right? So, now what I'm going to do is make a water bath to soak them in for about, I'm going to soak them for about 30 minutes to try to get them cleaned down. And then I'm going to use a steel wool pad. I'm going to use this one because I don't have another steel wool plane here. But I'm going to scrub them real good to try to clean them out. And if it's any food or anything that's stuck, I bought this thing. And mine kind of got stuck in the, it kind of got tore some kind of way. But what happens is, if you cook anything that sticks to the pan, you clean it with this, and it cleans all kind of foods or whatever out. And I'll leave a link where you can get this little scrubber. It really comes in handy. But for now, to clean them, what I'm going to do is make a water bath, which is half water, half vinegar, and I'm going to throw some baking soda in it, and it causes a reaction to clean these pans. Some white vinegar, and I'm just going to put them in the sink. And I put water already in here for the bath. Pour some white vinegar in there, and some baking soda for that reaction. And then I'm going to put my pots in the water just to let them soak. All right, because we're going to get ready to clean these. You see, I'm just putting them in there. And this baking soda and the vinegar. Okay? And that helps to get rid of the rust and to clean it off so that we can get in there and get these pots back. We can get them back to a pristine condition. So we're going to let that soak, and then we're going to come back and clean it up and see what we can get. Now, I put them in the water, in the bath with the vinegar and the baking soda. And now I'm going to scrub it with this Brillo. I use the Brillo. You can get one without the soap in it. I just happen to have this pad here. But you need a steel pad just to clean it as well as you can. Now, these pots, I have seasoned them before when I first got them. And even when you buy them from the store, you need to season them yourself. Okay? Just kind of go through this operation like you see what I'm doing right now. Clean them out. And any kind of stubborn rust that you may find on your pans. Now, this is if you happen to go to the Goodwill or the thrift store and you find a cast iron pan and you want to bring it home and use it, do that. But realize that you're going to need your baking soda and your vinegar to clean up all the rust. And I just use a brush like this to scrub it. And if you get any stubborn rust stains, just leave it in the bath for a while and then go back with your baking soda and your vinegar and scrub it with that, and it should come right off. Okay, once you've cleaned it up in your with your vinegar and your baking soda, you can clean it out just like this, because now we're going to get ready for the let me see, I see a little spot right there. We're going to get ready to pop it in the oven because you always want it to be dry. Okay, so pop it in the oven and we're going to get ready to season it, to re-season it. Okay, now you want to pop it in the oven for about 350 to 400, and just let it sit in there for a good, I'll let it sit in there for a good half an hour until it gets really hot, and then we'll get ready to season it. This is what I use to season my pots with: grapeseed oil. 100% grapeseed oil. You see, I don't have much left. And this oil works pretty good for me. I will look and see if I have a link where you can purchase this. I'm sure that Amazon has some grapeseed oil, and I'll make sure that it may not be this one, because I just kind of picked this up one time at one of the stores, and it just came in handy when I decided to change my pots to cast iron. So we'll keep those in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I season them. Okay, now I've bumped up the heat on my oven to 450 to 500, and I've taken these out, and they are pretty clean. Can you see now? You're going to need these gloves. All right, you're going to need some heavy-duty gloves because these pans hold the heat a long time, and you don't want to burn yourself. Okay, so what I do here, now I've taken them out, and this is kind of tricky because the pans are hot, and I'll hold it at the base with this and season it. Okay, it was a little tricky getting this bottle open, but here we go. All right, what I do is just put a little dab of Duya in these pans. And the thing about it, you don't need a lot of oil because you don't want the oil caked up in the pan. So you just want to put a thin layer, but make sure it gets all in the corners. Now, they say use a lint-free cloth, and I'll just use this. Now, what we'll do is put this, and we'll put some on the bottom because this had a little rust that we cleaned off the bottom. We'll go and take this all the way around the pan. And we're going to put this in the oven upside down. When we put it in the oven, it's going to be face down like this. Now, when we finish seasoning these pans, they're going to stay in the oven for an hour. The oven to be 450 to 500. All right. Now, when we do this, we just want a thin layer in here. We don't want it to be caked up, anything like that. Okay. So just put it all around. All around. And put it in the oven face down. Now, see, the thing about these pans is that, like I said before, they can last you a lifetime. Not ever have to buy any more pans. But you have to take care of these. That's the thing. Every time you are cooking them, they say don't use soap. They say don't use soap. Just wipe them out like that. So I've had mine set for about a year, and I have, like I told you, I cleared out all of my pots and pans and bought these. Now, these pans are so wonderful, and you would be so happy that you got them. And coming out of seasoning yourself, this is the way they should look. a beautiful. And the grapeseed oil puts a wonderful, like a nice amber hue to it, where your pans look really, really nice. Just make sure that you never put them away wet, because they will rust if you do. So you always want to put them away completely dry. Okay, we're all out of the oven now and ready to go. And I wanted to show you what you'll get in the kit that I would recommend to those of you who'd like to try the cast iron. In the set, you get, if I'm not mistaken, you get 3 pans. One this size, one this size, and then an even larger size. And these are the most sizes that you would use every day, like this little pan. I use this like every morning, for eggs or whatever, real quick. And this one, if you fry foods, I don't eat meat, but I fry fish, that kind of thing, you can fry it in these pans. And I'm going to tell you something about cooking in these pans that's different from cooking in aluminum pans, that your food has a nice brown crust that you don't get with an aluminum pan. It's a nice crust. And for those of you who are from the South, I'm sure you're familiar with cast iron, because my grandmother used to cook with it. And when I saw it again, I said, well, wait a minute, I want to do that, because I remember how good her cooking was. And I know that the pans enhanced her skill. Now, also, I'm going to recommend this Dutch oven, because with this Dutch oven, you can cook all your stews, gumbos, and that kind of thing in it. I love mine. And I think these are like the standards. If you cook something big, you put it in this pot and your fry pots. So I hope that you found this helpful. And if you decide that you'd like to try out these pans, I will have a link in the description for everything, including the little scrubber that you clean them out with. And before I go, I just wanted to mention, after you cook in these pans, it's advised that after you dry them out, take that little cloth that you season with and just put a thin coat and put them away. That just helps to preserve them until you're ready to use them again. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope to see you next time.